Hello, YouTubers. My name is X Factor, and welcome back to another episode of How to Become a Better Noob. Today, we're going to be talking about how not to lane stack, to reassess the major map and the mini map, both on the spawn screen and in-game, to not only take advantage of enemy positioning, but more importantly, fortify your own positioning by not lane stacking. Propaganda, lockers, metro, any map or point that's infantry-centric, this will happen a lot more. There's going to be choke points where infantry stack up just by the nature of the beast. So let's take a common situation. We have A, enemy has C, people bottle all up near these warehouses all around them. But here's what happens. All right, Colorful Cube, go ahead, take a spawn. People spawn stack. And what do they normally do? They spawn in. They don't even look at the major map. They don't really pay attention to the mini map. And they just kind of go at it, okay? We got a bad guy over here. We got another bad guy over here. And there might be a couple gunfights that go down. Meanwhile, there are other things happening on the map. And this is something I do all the time in-game. It's something you see me whenever I'm live streaming or playing with the squad up guys, is I try to stop this. I try to balance out. And one thing I always do is I'm constantly bringing up my major map. This is actually bound to one of my mouse buttons, the mouse wheel of all things. I can actually press my mouse wheel left and right, scroll up and scroll down. So here's what I'm looking for. Go ahead, take a shot in that blind lane. Something like that. I'm constantly checking because right here we're stacked. We're lane stacking. What's the worst thing that can happen right now? We're all paying attention. We've got our blinders on. Marlboro Man come around the corner. This. They put the squeeze on you. Now to be safe, you've got to step up. One or two guys have probably been chopped down, especially if he's got good aim or an LMG or there's a vehicle back there. Now, here's what I do to try to prevent those things. I'm going to shoot Colorful Cube again. I'm going to redeploy. Now, I'm going to wait here a second because I've got to wait for my redeploy screen to come up. And I'm going to take a look. Every time I spawn in, this is the information that I basically construct and visualize. Go ahead, take a shot in blind lane again. And then go ahead, Marlboro Man, take a shot. All right, stuff is going on. I'm going to spawn in. I'm going to run straight for this wall because I think I'm protected and instantly going to put up my defensive position, right? I'm going to pop whoever comes around this spot, and somebody was in blind lane, and I'm going to watch this spot, these two spots. And then I'm slowly going to start to push. I may or may not tell my squad, if they're working with me in Void, hey guys, we got a guy on this other hot corner. This is the way that you push back out because this lane stacking happens all the time. Now, once you establish this lane, okay, let's say I take Marlboro Man out because he's standing there. I'm going to push the weak lane. This is how I get all these back rages because usually the enemy team is doing the same spot. They're clumping up at the hot spot of the map. So this is something that I might peek. Obviously, you guys just heard this voice on the other side of this blind lane. And this might be a peek that I take and then maybe go over here and get the epic back rage on, right? Shoot him and just go. So every time you're playing in a stagnant spot, try to pull up that major map. Try to look at your mini map. Every time you see a blip or you hear an enemy voice, reestablish the threat. What angle is it coming from? What angle can I push is another question that you should be asking yourself. If you're strong on one lane, push and hold the weak lane. The weaker the lane, the more defensive you have to push. If you have a little help, you got a buddy behind you, you can get super aggressive, start killing people, and get to the flag, start burning, or relieve some of this pressure because it's like breaking a dam open. Usually there's 4 or 5 guys on this spot. You kill them all, the floodgates break, the friendlies start pouring through this lane, and then you're going to get your flag. I can't tell you how many times choke points are held up simply because no one exploits or pushes the other or the 2 other weak lanes. Remember, there's always blind lanes like this on maps like Propaganda or Metro or Lockers where there's some of the sub-tunnels and, of course, the stairways. Do your best to check those out, and this will easily help your team out of any sort of squeeze, which you can easily get into whenever you're playing these warehouse positions, no matter what team you're on. As always, YouTubers, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys soon.